What's going on here, everybody? Welcome back to episode 4 of this Madden 21 Connected Career, Player Lock franchise series. It's episode 4. It is the home opener, and we're going to open up against our division rivals, the New England Patriots. I forgot to record the opening to this football game by accident, but here is Owen Phillips. Not a great start to the season, but here's the weather here today: 73 degrees, 7-mile-per-hour winds, so some brisk, calm winds, I would call it. But here's first down 10. They're going to send some pressure. It's going to be Matthew Foster that's going to be making the first catch of the day. Owen Phillips 1 for 1 for 13 yards here to open up this football game. And on first down 10, it's going to be a carry to Ronald Jones, who had a good game last week, 16 carries for 74 yards. Maybe we should give him the football more here in this game. From here on out. And there goes Ben Colvin. He gets his first carry. He had a big game last week. He had 2 touchdowns a week ago. And obviously a lot less stress on the New York Jets coming into this game instead of possibly coming in 0-2. And Christopher Herndon is going to make his first catch of the day. Great protection up front from the Jets offensive line, protecting their quarterback from the blitz. And this is going to be a carry for Ronald Jones on first down 10. He is not going to go anywhere on the play. And you guys see Alvin Kamara and Gardner Minshew is waiting for their first turn here in this football game. The Jets did receive the opening kickoff. 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line, and it's going to be Ronald Jones is going to get a carry, and he's going to lose. Well, says he's not going to lose anything, but I thought he probably did lose a yard. Chase Winovich is going to head out the field due to an injury. 3rd down and 10, and great job of the offensive line, and Owen Phillips finds Christopher Herndon once again. 3 for 3 for 45 yards, and that's going to be enough for a first down. The passing game seems like it's starting to find some success, and obviously the biggest thing for this offense has been the turnovers. They had 4 in week 1. They had 2 in the second half of week 2. And you guys see the defense for the New York Jets is getting ready. Jonathan Allen, Rashawn Gary, and those guys. And 2nd down and 5, nowhere to go on the carry for Ronald Jones. 3rd down and 6, and it's going to be 3 receivers set. They're going to find Ronald Jones coming out the backfield. He has space, and he's going to get it down to the 2-yard line. 4 for 4 for 68 yards for the third-year man from Eastern Washington. First down and goal from the 2, and they're going to find Christopher Herndon, the 4th, for his first touchdown of the season. Second touchdown of the season. And the Jets strike first on their opening drive of the football game. A good job by this Jets offense. Good job by the passing game. A passing game that, was better in week 2. Just struggled throughout the majority of week 1. Against the Buffalo Bills, who is playing against the Philadelphia Eagles here today. 2nd down and 9. And not much gain. I think that's a loss of 1 on the play. 3rd down and 10 for the New York Jets. And seems like Owen Phillips will find Matthew Foster once again, and he's going to pick up a first down. Matthew Foster, as I said in week 1, he could have easily won Rookie of the Year, and in my opinion, he should have easily went to the Pro Bowl. But he did not go to the Pro Bowl last year. 2nd down and 12, and incomplete. Good defense from the Patriots. 3rd and 12 from the 37-yard line, and what a throw from Owen Phillips to Matthew Foster once again. 3rd catch here in this first half, and that's going to be enough for a first down. Let's move to 2nd and 6. 43-yard line, and Owen's going to find the rookie Justice Jackson. And I think coming out of training camp, and I think we hear it every day in practice, they have a lot to like about that young rookie. Ronald Jones, probably his best carry so far in this game. Gain of 4. 2nd down and 6. Great job picking up the blitz by the offensive line. And there goes Owen Phillips finding Christopher Herndon, the 4th, once again. 1st down and 10, and the play clock is about to run out, and they do not get off a snap. And it's going to be a delay of game on the 3rd-year man from Eastern Washington, Owen Phillips. 1st and 15, and there's going to be someone coming down the pike. Number 97 laid a hit, and only a gain of 2 yards. 2nd and 13 is going to be a handout to Ronald Jones, and he only gets about maybe a half yard. It said 1 yard. It did not look like 1 yard he gained. 3rd and 12, and Owen Phillips, he threw it away. And the Jets were able to get 3 points, but also the Patriots got 3 points. And then we got to a 3rd down and 10 and got some yards, but it was not enough for a first down. The Jets ended up punting the football away. 1st down 10, and the running game has just gone nowhere all day long. Ben Colvin gets only... Actually, he only gets back to the line of scrimmage. And Christopher Herndon tried to get up to the field, but he just couldn't get it going. 3rd down and 3 as Ronald Jones motions out. And there goes Matthew Foster, I believe. And if that is, I think that's his 4th catch of the day. It was. That's enough for a first down. 2nd down and 8 from the 32-yard line. And that's a gain of about 5 yards. And now it's 3rd and 3 from the 37-yard line. Sorry, let me back up. I don't want to seem like I'm shouting. 3rd and 3 from the 37-yard line. They're going to hand it off to Ben Colvin up the middle, but he met Chase Winovich up the middle of the field. Actually, no, I don't think that was Chase Winovich, but that's going to be a stop. Now, here is some injuries here. Alvin Kamara's out for the game. J.J. Taylor is, will be done for at least this quarter. But also Travarius Ward got hurt, and he's done for the rest of this day, and he might actually be out for a long period of time, which is very unfortunate if he is. Owen Phillips finds Christopher Herndon, the 4th. He's been pretty busy here in this first half, and he finds Christopher Herndon again. As I said, a busy first half for Christopher Herndon, the 4th. Owen spiked it. Now you got 2nd and 10 with 31 seconds left with all 3-year timeouts. Matthew Foster. Actually, no, that's not Matthew Foster. That's Dante Burnett. Excuse me. He picks up 5. 3rd down and 5 from the 47-yard line. It's going to be an incomplete pass, and that's going to be halftime. Now, here is some of the scores going around the league. You guys see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers trying to get their first win of the season. They're up against the Los Angeles Rams at home. Patrick Mahomes taking on the Dolphins. The Dolphins are trying to get win number 1, and obviously they are massive underdogs in that football game at home. But they are at home, so there's a good chance they could get a win. Now, as it stands right now, our defense has done a solid job. But we haven't done much outside of the first 2 drives of this football game. Let's make it very clear. We have not done much. It just seems like to me it's been a big struggle for this football team. It seems like this team has struggled quite a bit. Or not just quite a bit, mightily. And you guys see a lot of tackles from Will Shelby. I'm assuming he plays in the box. If you guys do not know, I don't usually play defense, and that's why you mainly see offensive snaps. You guys want to see more defense? Let's let me know in the comment section. If you comment what you guys want to see, there might be more chances that you might see more things that you want to see from my channel. And then 3rd down and 9, Owen Phillips gets sacked. Chase Winovich gets home. And it is now a 13-10 game. And yeah, it's this isn't a good start. And like I said, 13 unanswered points for the New England Patriots. And here goes Ronald Jones. I don't know why he cut back, but he still picked up 7 yards on the play. 2nd down and 3 from the 32-yard line. Owens under center, and nobody was really open. I don't know why he threw it there. I mean, maybe a miscommunication or something like that. Maybe he expected someone to curl back in or something. But there it goes, 3rd down and 3, and the Patriots had a chance to make a play and force an interception. Instead, they give up a first down. Denzel Mims, that was actually his first catch of the game. 1st down 10 from the 45, loss of 1. And I would definitely say the Patriots have done a good job of taking away some of the big play threats on this Jets offense, even though there really isn't many, as Matthew Foster makes a good catch. Guys like Denzel Mims, as you guys saw last week, he had a big game last week, a huge game last week. And I guess maybe there was some miscommunication on that play, and that play didn't work. Play didn't work at all. And you guys see on this next drive that's about to happen, it's now 20-10. You know, it just seems like this team has been out of sorts on the offensive side of the ball outside of those first 2 drives of the game. First 2 drives, they looked good. They looked really good. But you know, there's been plays on both from the teammates and from Owen Phillips. You know, there's been plays that should have been had, and they haven't been had here really outside the first 2 drives of this game. After the big play, Ronald Jones is going to go nowhere once again. He loses yards once again. It's been a pathetic performance from this running game. As Matthew Foster makes another catch, and I think, you know, I expect Matthew Foster to have a pretty good year for us. 3rd down and 5, they send pressure, and wide open down the pipe, that's Jeff Smith. And that's going to be enough for a first down. They sent pressure off the slot, and I guess the linebackers were covering the hook zones, which left the middle of the field wide open. Owen had 2 guys open on that play. And I think he actually had 2 guys open on the play that we just watched. Christopher Herndon has had a busy afternoon. 2nd down and 3, and there goes a block from the fullback, and Ronald Jones, he tries to fight for the end zone. He will be denied. But it's a 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. 1st down and goal from the 2. Owens in the shotgun. They're going to snap it, and he's going to fire it to Denzel Mims, and that's going to be a touchdown. New York. Denzel Mims, his 2nd touchdown of the season. They sent pressure, and it just left it wide open. I mean wide open. And Ronald Jones, maybe he can finish this game strong. You know, the running lanes have really not been open really for the majority of the day. 1st down and 10, and just a check down throw. 25 of 32 for 247, 2 touchdown passes for Owen Phillips. Easily his best day so far, but this has easily been the worst day for the running game. First 2 games over 100 yards rushing. Today it has not been the case. It has not been the same type of effectiveness, but that is a first down on the screen pass. 1st down and 10 from the 34-yard line. They're going to seem like it's going to be a downfield shot. But nobody was open, and Owen had somebody in his face. It was either a sack or throw it away. It was going to be 2nd down regardless. 2nd down and long. It's going to be rough. It's going to be intentional grounding. 2nd down 20 from the 24-yard line. And Owen tried to take a shot to Christopher Herndon. That pass gets knocked away. I believe that's Chase Winetovich who made the play. 3rd down and 20. They're going to send pressure. It gets picked up, and the end was open. And it is incomplete. And you guys see on the next drive for the Patriots offense, they scored a touchdown. This game is over. And we're just going to see some plays, maybe catch some backups. They're going to send pressure. There goes Levi Bates. He shakes off time. He's still on his feet. Levi Bates, the rookie, making plays. Let's see that play again. I know we're going to lose this one. But that is a great play from a young man that's just wanting an opportunity to get more snaps. He might very well get more snaps after this game, but not in this one that have meaningful snaps. This game's over. And after being up 10-0, 20 unanswered points did this team in. And the New York Jets are going to fall to the Patriots in Week 3 in their home opener, 24-27. And the run defense in the 2nd half was awful, but I would definitely say in the 2nd half, this offense left their defense to hang out and drive way too often. Way too often. And it didn't help that this team just couldn't get anything going on the running game. And I would definitely say it's crazy to me that the day that the passing game had its best day was the day that the running game had its worst. They played awful. Alvin Kamara did not return in this game, as you guys saw earlier in the video. I said his day was over, and his day was over with the injury, and Travarius Ward's day was over as well. I would definitely say that probably influenced the reason why we couldn't really do much against the pass, because we gave up a lot of big passing plays. Our pass, and I think between after the second drive of the game for our offense until we finally got something going in terms of moving the football. We didn't do anything. And when I mean in the fourth quarter, the second and third quarter was just, it was just bad offense. We couldn't get anything going, and we lost this game. Now, apparently Denzel Mims had a breakout opportunity, and he didn't have a great game. He only had 3 catches for 16 yards, but in this game, you only need 2 touchdown catches to move up to star. So he is now a star player, and now Travarius Ward, he partially tore his PCL, and I ended up putting him on an IR. So we're gonna have to put someone else pick someone up to be put on the active roster. Now you guys see, is that Trent Green and Vince Young? I think those guys were around the same height. Number 10. I think both of them wore number 10. But I think Trent was closer to 220 than Vince was. I think Vince was closer to 240. But here are some of the games. Here's some of the games around the league. The Bills ended up losing their first game of the season. The Bengals did as well. I think Deshaun Watson ended up getting hurt. Maybe during this game or maybe last week. Johnny Keaton went in and played against Ryan Tannehill, and the Texans won. And the Titans are 0-3. We'll take a further look at this schedule. Now, here is the Week 4 schedule, right? Now, the Bills do play in Week 4. I don't think they play in Week 5. I think I checked. I think I did check. They do play in Week 4. But I think the game of the weeks are probably going to be Lions and Packers on Fox, if there was Fox and CBS from this game. I was thinking of maybe our game, but they're not going to televise an 0-3 team and a 1-2 team. I think you're going to pretty much because the Chargers and the Bengals both made the playoffs. I think that's going to be the game of the week on CBS. But here's the Titans. There's a reason why they might be 0-3. Here's part of the reason. 2 of their best players are going to be out for at least multiple weeks, and there's 3 total players on the IR. 2 of those players will not be playing at all for the rest of the year. Both of those guys got hurt in preseason. Harold Landry got hurt in week 1 of the preseason. Just tough injury luck for the Tennessee Titans. And I just think a lot has been put on Ryan Tannehill's plate. And a lot more has been put on their bell cow's plate. And we already know who that is. You already saw him. It is Derrick Henry. And you guys are going to see, I'm not touching attributes or anything like that. Maybe to make a team more dominant and stuff like that. Maybe create more competition. But most of the time it's just to change accessories. Like the Riddell Revolution helmet. I really never liked that helmet ever. I hated it, especially during this day and age. No one really ever wears it. I think the only person that still wears it is maybe Ndamukong Suh. But I think he might have retired. And hopefully he's going to the Hall of Fame. But you guys have seen some of the guys on their team. They do not have the greatest front four. Especially in the middle of that defense. This has to be a game where this team runs the football well. They cannot have a performance like they had against the Patriots. Now they do have this hidden development player, and I just want to see, because I don't know how many snaps he's getting, but I did mainly want to change the helmet. But you guys see, I did not touch his development trait. But this has to be a game where we're more effective running the football. We cannot struggle like we did against the New England Patriots. We just can't afford it. Cannot afford it, man. Now, Harold Landry will not play. It's Brandon Warner. He probably never got a start before this. He's going to get a start next week. And I think this is going to be his 4th consecutive start. Now, corners. They're not the greatest, but they're great man-to-man corners. And they have this young guy named Niles Simmons. He's going to be a bit of a problem. And we don't have the greatest receiving core. So they might be able to handle our receivers to a certain extent. I think this has to be a game. And then you got Dory Jackson. You're not going to be really attacking him a lot. I think this has to be a game where this team has to be balanced. Do I expect Owen to throw the ball for 320 plus yards? I don't know. I'm not sure. But the running game has to be better. And I think both sides of the ball up front have to be better in this game. if we want to have a chance to get back to 500. Hope you guys liked the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great day. Peace.